welcome our Marriage Equality Rhode Island's campaign director, Ray Sullvian, with some exciting news.
How's everybody doing? We've got a little cold, so we'll try to keep this quick. Look, we just got word a few minutes ago that they were collecting signatures on the floor for a civil unions bill. May or may not have been introduced today. We'll know in a few hours. So, what does that mean? We've all heard the news last week that House Bill 5012 and Senate 029 would not receive a vote this year. But that does not mean that marriage equality will not get an up and down vote in this legislative session, does it? I want to introduce a couple people to you today who have been our heroes, our legislative champions, the people who have stood with us in this fight time and time again, some for nearly a decade. And I'll start, and hold your applause for just 1 second, because I want to make sure that I recognize everybody that's with us today. Representative Frank Ferry, Representative Teresa Tanzi, Representative Art Handy, Representative Larry Valencia, Representative Maria Samini, Representative Donna Walsh, Representative Edie Agello, and Senator Josh Miller. Give these people a round of applause. These are the people that we will knock doors for. These are the people that we will not forget that they were in the fight and stood with us in this moment. So remember them, remember their faces, talk to your friends, talk to your neighbors, make sure that these people are sent back and they can keep fighting for us. Now in that regard, there's been a lot of discussion about what happens next. What is Mary going to do? A lot of us picked up the paper last week and were blindsided. But that doesn't mean that we're going to go away. You've heard speaker after speaker come to this podium today and say that we're not going to stop, we're not going to quit until every Rhode Islander receives equal rights and protection and recognition under the law. So in that regard, I have an announcement. This year, we have identified a number of legislative champions who are not willing to just let go quietly into the night. They want to keep fighting on behalf of all of us. And in a minute, I'm going to bring one of those champions up to the podium to talk a little bit about what's next in this legislative session. Marriage Equality Rhode Island supports an amendment to the Civil Unions Bill that will recognize full marriage rights, protection, and recognition under the law. We will hold these people accountable. We will make sure that they know that we will not go quietly, that we will continue to fight. We will make sure that those that came before us, that have been fighting for equal rights and protection, are remembered and recognized this year. So in that regard, I'm going to ask you to do a few things when you leave here today. There are marriage equality organizers all over this area. You may have met them when you came in. They asked you to sign up. Starting tomorrow night, we have phone bank locations mobilized and set up, ready to go. I want each of you to commit to a shift, to come in, help us contact legislators, make sure they know to vote yes on the Handy Amendment to the Civil Union Bill. Remind them that separate is never equal. And we won't settle for legalized discrimination, not in this legislative session and not ever.